We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this.
And what this is the Diablo pepper. It's not listed on label, but this is the jalapeno sauce. That is from their website. This label is kind of a mess. Usually I don't spend a lot of time commenting on labels, but you can sometimes tell a lot about the company behind the sauce and the sauce itself, even to an extent, from looking at things like that. See, we've got serious legibility problems. So with meats, pork. So meats, pork, and fish. Not pork and fish are not meats, I guess. I don't know what else they would be, but so meats, pork, and fish. Meats, steak, and hamburger. Meats. Good Lord. Alrighty. Yeah, so Southwest thing. This is from the Cactus Candy Company out of Arizona. And of course, when you have a blog and a series of videos like this one, you need to have constant sources of stuff, to keep the channel going and the masses fed. So this one, if Cactus Candy Company has something in the way of some sort of spicy candy, I may be looking at doing some of those, but apparently it's all made with cactus fruit, prickly pears and stuff, I imagine. So anyway, in this, boy, this is really not legible. This label needs to be redone. This is just junk. Anyway, we have ripened jalapeno peppers, vinegar, salt, and spices. It does not list which vinegar it is, but it most certainly is something along the lines of a apple cider, because it definitely has that aspect to it pretty strongly. You can see it does stick fairly well. And we've got this, I guess you would call it the ubiquitous Southwest color. This sort of light brown, tannish, desert color, sand and sagebrush tumbling in the wind and so on and so forth. So you can see it's got a lot of flecks of things in it. And this color is not typically one I would associate with jalapenos, any type ripened. So I'm not, this color seems to be more from additional elements to it, but okay. So yeah, boy, I'm not looking forward to this, but let's get to it. Oh. Oh. A slight bit of jalapenos, salt, and some of these random spices combined with whatever unholy, unwholesome vinegar is being used in here. And this is a bad sauce. I don't know any other way to say it. I normally wouldn't get a jalapeno sauce, but I thought maybe taco sauce. So one of the that's a brutal sauce. So one of the things that I feel like a sauce needs to be able to do, Mexican style sauce, is to be able to work on breakfast foods. We see a lot of Mexican style table sauces, your Cholulas and what have you, in restaurants a lot of the time to go with eggs, to go with hash browns, and that sort of thing. And I feel like it's a necessary function of all good Mexican sauces to be that style of sauce to be able to transition to that. So this was awful on tacos. This almost made it borderline inedible. And I don't like wasting food, so that's a pretty strong statement for me. So for this one, so what we have here is a bacon, egg, and cheese Hot Pocket. And we'll see if it does any better with eggs than it did with tacos. Now, these I typically prefer actually to have a good Louisiana style sauce for my breakfast as well. Sometimes you can't get that though. Most of the times I would even say. So having a good Mexican style sauce as a backup means that it is something that you probably will be having quite a bit. Now, we're in the age of COVID, so I don't know when I'll be able to get to a restaurant again to attempt any sort of sit-down breakfast. But I guess I'm puttering around here, guys, delaying. I guess let's just get to it. Oh, man. Nope. Oh, man. I realize we're not starting from a strong base with the Hot Pockets, but it makes those awful. It makes this almost inedible, in fact, just like the taco. So this foul thing is, I believe, the first sauce of 2020 I've rated as a 0. And this is going to go to the bin right after this video. This is a noxious sauce and very poorly conceived, very incredibly poorly executed. Although I will say they did a nice job with the puree because it does flow pretty nicely. So, for whatever that's worth, I don't think anyone's buying it based on that. But this I feel like there's so much going on here that's wrong that they really ought to take several steps back and try to figure out what they're doing here, right? They're calling it a Southwest flair for meats and pork and fish. If you want to ruin those, you could put this on it. But I don't. Is it supposed to be a cooking sauce? Maybe I have no idea. I don't think that's what it is meant to do. It might cook out and be okay. There's almost no heat here. It's jalapeno sauce, so we wouldn't expect a lot to begin with. But there is. I hesitate to even call it a default one, and I think most of it, what's there is, like I said, somebody threw a bunch of handfuls of taco seasoning at a foot vinegar reduction, and I'm sure they cook down some of the jalapenos too, because there is you can catch a little essence of that there, but this is bad. It's just not. It's just a bad sauce. Sorry to say it, but it is. Anyway, there it is, the Diablo pepper jalapeno version of the hot sauce from Cactus Candy Company.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.